Yeah, oopsie, I made a mistake.
Aloha! In this episode we're gonna explore one of the most active volcanoes in the world.
Aloha, good morning. Today I'm going to the volcano Kilauea, I think it's pronounced, which is the active volcano still. I don't know if it's active at the moment, I think not. But yeah, it has some rumblings here and there. Which actually, oh yeah, I forgot to mention, I think, that 2 days ago when I was still in Kona, we had an earthquake. So I was teaching, and suddenly the house, like literally for 1 or 2 seconds, like huge shake and like bang or something. It's really weird to describe that. If I've never had that before, because in Europe we don't have these things really much. I mean, Eastern Europe, like Turkey or Balkans and Italy, yes, but generally not. So it kind of is like a truck hits the house or something. It was really a strange thing. So I went outside to check if everything was okay or what the hell was this, and the owner was just sitting there watching television. Like, oh yeah, that's the volcano. Like, oh, okay. Is this normal? Or it's like, yeah, that's quite normal. Welcome at the volcano of Kilauea. Here we have the smoke in the background. You cannot really see in the caldera yet, but we will go to another point. So they call this this location here Ue Kahuna. It is a Wahi Pana, which is a holy place or a sacred place, and it's the highest point on the rim of Kaluapele. Kaluapele. It is at this point it is 1200 meters in elevation, and yeah, that's why they have some sacred, like the little thing over there. That's like a sacred offering, for example. But as I understood, that building there has been damaged by the recent activity or something. So I don't know exactly when it was, but yeah, it's really like a massive thing, and you see a lot of like cave-ins on the side of it. So yeah, there you have things that just, and you see some steam coming out there. A lot of steam over there, and yeah, there's definitely a lot of activity. You see some little lava flows over there, dried up of course. And then we have the smoking caldera there. Well, let's go a little bit back to another overlook and see what we can see over there. As you can hear, it's a bit windy here, but I hope that my new microphone still does a good job. So here it explains that these buildings are closed because of the 2018 volcano eruption, and they damaged these buildings apparently. I don't know where or how, don't see it, but apparently it did. So yeah, I will go to the other overlook, see what we can see over there. So basically this describes a story from the culture called Mo'olelo, stories of their culture and songs that actually describe a real life event. So they describe the gods of the volcano basically having a fight and yeah, destroying a lot of things, but this actually comes down to a real event, which was the collapse of this of the summit in 1490 probably, which is very interesting. So here we see that they also made tools of the volcanic stone.
Let's go. Wow.
Yeah, so Hawaii is notorious for its changing climates, and it's drizzling now, a little bit of rain. But we are at the air vents, or steam vents I would have to say. So everywhere of course you see some steam coming out, And this rim over here, so you have to really pay attention because now it's a bit windy and everything, but you see steam coming out of the side of this all the way going back into the crater basically. That's probably also why it's very green on this side, because that's where the steam comes to. And on this side it's a bit different plants and everything. But yeah, here you can see. So you can see a very clear difference between this and that. And that's just probably because of the heat of that steam. And maybe also maybe that brings in some minerals and stuff like sulfur maybe and some other things that makes these plants grow better. And on this side it doesn't reach that side, so it has a completely different effect. So it's like a microclimate again. You know, Hawaii is full of those. But I'm going back towards the visitor center. Gonna eat something and have a little bit of rest. Hopefully the weather will change a little bit, so I can actually go back on some trails and, you know, enjoy the view.
Well, why would people throw shit in there? Like, come on.
Right now I'm at the Volcano house, which is just a stone's throw away from the parking lot. This is a pretty famous house because it was built in 1846, and many famous people have actually come here. One of those was actually the Queen of Hawaii, the last queen until she was overthrown by the American capitalists. And even the last king of Hawaii was also here. And other famous people as Mark Twain, Emily Earhart, and Franklin Delano Roosevelt. So it's interesting. So this is kind of like like a restaurant, a bar, souvenir shop and everything. So it looks quite nice, so let's have a look inside. So this is also a hotel, by the way, and even though it's raining now and drizzly, it really gives something to the atmosphere. It really makes it a very magical atmosphere. So I'm gonna just go for the walk anyway, trail, and just gonna, you know, go for the rain. So according to the legends, to the native Hawaiians, the deity or the god Pele Honua Mea is inside of the volcano, the cauldron itself. And they say it is the goddess of volcanoes and the creator of new lands, which, I mean, technically that's true. And yeah, they think that there's a lot of power in here, which what they call mana. And yeah, technically that's also true. It's a very powerful thing, and it's sort of energetic kind of environment, of course. So those things, yeah, they sound silly if you hear those stories, but technically they're all based on some kind of a truth. And this particular crater in
Kilauea is called Halama Uma'u crater. So yeah, I try my best to pronounce these things somehow. I like languages. This is a very interesting language to me. And here we have the changing summits. So this was 1475, just a small hole. 1525, very big cave-in. 2008, nothing really happened, just some lava flows. 2018, we had the big collapse with 500 meters. So this is crazy. Over an area of 40 kilometers, and it collapsed 500 meters down. It's a massive difference. So yeah, it's a living and breathing. It's one of the most active volcanoes in the entire world, together with its brother Makea. So let's have a look and start this trail. When you enter the park, you get this very useful map, plus information. And there's the overall area of the volcano, because it's actually a very big national park, which is most of the southern part of Hawaii island. So it looks like this. But we are mostly in this area. So yeah, it's a very big park, but we are staying in the Kilauea crater area. So I'm just following this this map, old-fashioned map. If I can fold it back again. Okay. So just gonna go to another crater now. It's a smaller crater. It's called Kilauea Iki crater. So there are some trails around here. That's what I'm doing now. Just having a walk around the beautiful and unique nature of Hawaii, which you can also read in this information, because here we have the information. Like, it's all the information they give you. Very interesting. So here we have a very distinct looking tree with all those red things in there. So you will see this tree all across the Hawaiian Islands. It's a endemic species, which means it only lives on the Hawaiian Islands. The name is Ohi'aleua. And that's the first thing you start noticing, is these little red dots everywhere on the trees. Very interesting, beautiful looking trees everywhere. And in fact, I've never seen anything like it. But it's very beautiful. So also the birds that you're hearing are mostly endemic or indigenous birds. I've seen already many of them by now. And they all have their very special call and sound, right? Like everybody in every country knows a particular sound that reminds them of that place. Well, this sound reminds me of Hawaii. This used to be the old road towards the rim, but they constructed another one, so now it's just a trail basically. So it looks like this. Okay, right here we have something very fascinating, for me at least. A pretty big spider. He's in the middle of making his web. I don't really see that very often, and especially here I've not seen it yet. But he's super active. Like, most of the time spiders are just sitting in their web and not doing anything. But this guy is just slowly going up and down and constructing a web. So have a look. Somewhere over there, it's maybe a bit hard to see. I will zoom in. But you see him moving there? So that's roughly twice or almost 3 times as big as what we used to have, or what we still have in Europe. And you can see that he's constructing something. He's going back and forward, climbing up and down. There's a very big back. Yeah, I find these things very fascinating. You know, nature in action. And just the little details, you know, the things that you know, maybe never really realize or think about, but those are fascinating. And everything you see around here, most of the things you see around here, you probably have never seen in your life, or yeah, you will never see, maybe never again for me probably. I don't know if I will ever come back to Hawaii, so it's strange to imagine that I will see these things only once in my life maybe, and everything is so unique. It's really, you know, it also explains it here on the information that the evolutionary development of all those plants and insects and animals is very fascinating. It's one of those Galapagos moments, you know, with the evolution, with Darwin, you know. If you just look like this, it really feels like you're just in the jungle somewhere. There's so many ferns around here, massive ferns. Their leaves are incredibly big and everywhere. It's incredibly beautiful. And everywhere you have the birds chirping. You know, the songs you have never heard in your life because it's so unique to Hawaii. Things you will probably never hear again. And there's also nobody here. Because of the weather probably, people don't really go for the walk maybe. But wow, look at this, man, it's just crikey. How thick this is. All ferns, just all ferns. It's hard to describe how beautiful a place is unless you actually go there yourself. So my recommendation is go here yourself if you have the opportunity. It's just so peaceful, you know, so quiet, so peaceful, so pure or something. Really something you need sometimes, you know, after a hectic week or crazy week. Like with me last week with all the house sitting stuff, it was very stressful actually. With this guy breathing down on my neck the whole time. And this is the real first relaxation kind of I have now for almost 2 weeks, I guess. Not really having to think about anything. I don't have to do anything today. Today is my day off. Really my day off. No, you know, no chores or tasks or anything. I just came down this little path, unknowingly walking into this beautiful panoramic view of the volcano. Have a look at this. absolutely stunningly beautiful. With the fog, actually it gives this really mythical environment, right? You can still see the smoke coming out of the caldera, and yeah, there is, I think there is some kind of measurement station down there actually. I don't know if you can see that where my finger is, sort of, but yeah, there is something down there. And it's just interesting also that there are trees down there, you know, there's some trees and scrubs and stuff, and something growing in the cracks. Like every time, it's mostly around the cracks, of course, where probably water accumulates and then something can grow there, because as you probably know, lava and fields and ashes of of volcanoes are actually very, very fertile. That's why those islands turn into blooming ecosystems, because of all the ashes having so many nutrients in them, right? So yeah, no surprise that trees live there. It's absolutely beautiful. So just before I was down there on the other side somewhere, which you could probably see if there was no fog. Just like that, we have entered a new situation. This area is called Devastation, and it really looks like a lunar landscape almost. Look at that. Just gravel and stones. And that's where we just came from. So it changed the scenery very quickly here. Very interesting. It's all just volcanic gravel. So, true dangers down here. If you go off the path, sinkholes, steam vents. And if you're the unlucky person to have both at the same time, yeah, you're gonna basically boil like a lobster. But you can already see like some holes there. So it's definitely a real danger here. Wow, it's crazy how the whole environment just changes suddenly into this lunar landscape. Look at this. Those are all sinkholes. I'm not going closer to those, obviously. I'm gonna stay on this path because I'm alone, and if I disappear in a sinkhole, nobody would ever know. So yeah, things to consider when you're alone. Don't do stupid stuff, because people would never find you. We just encountered a endangered goose of Hawaii called the Nēnē. So they're not very common to see, and they're just two in front of me. Look at this. Oh, they have chicks. They have chicks. Wow. So they are highly endangered because of the invasive species like the mongoose, for example, and rats, because they eat the eggs, of course, and they get hit by cars, obviously. But they are native endemic species of Hawaiian Islands, and they are called Nēnē. And they have two chicks there. Two chicks. How cool is that? I'm making my way towards another lookout point, which is basically the opposite as where I started earlier today. This is also a disused road after the 2018 eruption. It is now only a walking path. So they have created now a different road system or network or something, I guess. And it's possible to find Nēnē everywhere apparently. I'm not supposed to approach them, of course, closely. But yeah, just before I was the only one that saw the Nēnē, and accidentally a park ranger drove by, so I just like told them, like maybe they probably know, but I mean they are in danger, right? So very close to the road and to people in general. So, but she said, yeah, I guess they know already, but they're gonna be relocated somewhere else maybe. And then this group of Americans came, loud mouthing, slamming the doors of the porta potties and stuff. I'm like, come on, like, be a bit, you know, considerate of these animals. It's very stressful probably for them. And then those Americans like, hey look, those are very big Nēnēs. I'm like, can you be more loud? Really? Okay. I was tiptoeing around them. But okay, you know, not everybody's as smart, I guess, as to consider animal stress or something. So yeah, it's a decently long road, and it feels a little bit apocalyptic, right? When you're walking down a road that's not used anymore. Yeah, it looks like one of those movies where people are walking down roads because society has collapsed and everything, and you know, you just expect cars and stuff randomly, like kind of like Walking Dead or Last of Us kind of thing. Kind of feels like this. I'm also the only one now. Yeah, there's nobody here. Yeah, it's a very quiet environment here. Very cool, but I think we're getting close now because I see smoke. Wow! Very windy suddenly. This is one lookout point. I don't know if I can see much here. I don't think so. So in 1974 there was volcanic activity right here. And that's why we can see this well, sort of ridge line down here that stops right in front of me. This used to look like this on the picture. So if I was here in 1974 in this exact location, I would have been engulfed with lava basically from these exact yeah, vents or whatever you want to call it from the volcano, which is really bizarre to think about. So this is yeah, roughly 50 years old or something. On the other side of the road we have another crater, a small crater called the Keanakakoi crater. Something like that. It's pretty small. Don't think that this one is active in any way. Oh. But yeah. Well, let's get to the end of this road at the ultimate lookout. So this road to get here from the well, the Nēnē where I started from, the birds, to the end of this is 1.6 kilometers. That's how much you have to walk. So then you know what's awaiting you. Oh, wait a second, I can't go there? Seriously? So this is the reason why the road is closed. It has completely collapsed, as you can see. That's probably because that crater there and the main caldera is they are probably connected under the ground, and that probably made that collapse happen. But this whole road is just collapsed, and there is just a very big chunk gone over there. So the lookout point is just a bit more up there. So that's a bummer. I mean, it's not really mentioned on this map that this part is not actually accessible. So they could have mentioned that, maybe. Would have been nice to know. But okay. Fair enough, fair enough. Well, just go back a little bit. Try to see as much as I can. I found a little bit of a cheeky solution to it, at least to see something. So I didn't really walk this way all for nothing. I just went down from here up here. So now I actually can see something. That is the caldera. So I'm not gonna cross the fence technically, I'm gonna stay on this side of the fence. But I mean, it would be nice at least if they just literally made this a little lookout point just here, so you actually can see something. Okay, I take back my words. I think they made a lookout point like a sort of quickly set up one like this. To compensate for the fact that you can't go to the other one. So I think this is gonna be a very great view. Wow. I take back my words. They actually made something, a replacement. Okay, this is by far the best lookout point until now. The initial one on the other side, it's too far away. And this is way closer to the action. Have a look at this. You can see all the smoke coming out of the ground all along the rim, basically, the slopes, and also on my side down here. Oh. Wow. And we can see the lava flow from, so I just came from there, and it all came spewing from the point that I was standing, and it all flowed back into the caldera over here. So you can see the flow of the lava literally just going around that corner there, going back down. And I read it went with a flow of 19 kilometers per hour, which is, I mean, decently fast, and went straight back down again. Amazing. You can see the entire flow path. But this is, you see really the smoke very well actually now. Before it was not very clear. I mean, less. But now it's really, really good. And I'm happy that I went all the way for this view, because it's definitely worth it. Amazing. You see also smoke down there on the side. You have all kinds of smoke outlets going there. Must be crazy to actually see, you know, like an eruption or lava going on. I mean, yeah, at the moment it's not like this, but yeah, there are of course other volcanoes in the world that maybe I can see, and then I can see the lava in action. But for now, I'm really satisfied. This was an amazing visit, and I'm slowly going back now. But definitely come here. This is definitely a highlight of my trip in Hawaii. The whole trail is beautiful, spectacular. Yeah, only good words, only good words. Okay, now I think it's really time to get out of here, because there's a new cloud coming in and a lot of wind coming through. Jeepers creepers. Wow. It's very stormy. Whoa! that I bought this this little hat over here. Actually a souvenir from my dad, but I was like, wait a minute, I can use it right now. And I put on a jumper under my jacket. I took it for this situation exactly. So I come prepared, really come prepared. Things can really be very different. I saw a lot of people walking with their shorts and short sleeves and didn't really think about the conditions probably. So, whew, definitely very harsh environment here. For a brief moment we can quickly see Mount Makea, the highest point here. Let's say the big brother of this volcano, but that one is dead. And I will go there this week. Well, I'm back on a trail called the Devastation trail. And it's really windy still. And slowly making my way back towards the beginning of the visitor center. So this is a little loop with hopefully a lookout over the other crater that I haven't seen really yet. And then from there I hope I can actually go to a lava tube, which is supposed to be also open later, I hope. And then I will slowly go back home again, I guess. Yeah, oopsie. I made a mistake with the time. So it's walking in the dark right now. Completely forgot about the time, also because it's very cloudy, so it's very hard to see yeah, the sun setting, so I didn't think about looking at my phone or something, and I was like, oh shit, it's gonna sun is setting. So now I'm walking on this road for almost half an hour already. I'm very happy that I bought this GoPro light. This GoPro light has helped me sometimes in these cases. Otherwise I would literally be walking in the dark. So right now I'm entering the lava tube, which is open until 8 PM. So let's go down there. That's pretty bizarre. This is all lava tube. It is hundreds of years old. It looks so smooth, very smooth. Well, I'm driving back home again. At the lava tube I finished. Then I realized that it was a 40-minute walk to get to the entrance again. And my phone battery was almost dead, and I forgot to take the cable and everything, and it's not even allowed to walk there. So I just asked somebody that I found if they could please bring me to the entrance. It was a 5-minute drive by the car. They were a bit spooked, of course, by a random guy asking them in the dark, you know. But they understood quite quickly that I was harmless. So yeah, that really saved me a lot of time and probably a lot of agony. So yeah, now I'm finally on my way back home. It's well, 30-minute drive, and then we call it a day. It was a beautiful day, amazing day, but also time to rest now and eat something. Well, in the end I managed to get home safely and everything was fine. What do you think of this volcanic park? Would you go here, or have you been here already? Let me know in the comments, and thank you for watching.